how much darker it is, and it's vibey. It's way more vibey in here.
It's very cool
with the lights.
Tip.
Did I wish we would have turned this overhead light off way long ago.
Yeah, me too.
It's too distracting.
It is.
Light's too distracting. I've bit the bullet.
Light is bad.
I've bit the bullet and realized that I am going to get glasses. Like I am going to bite the bullet and go to Walmart and get an eye exam. I came to that realization
and
today.
Get legit glasses.
Yeah.
Me too.
How long have you had glasses?
I've had glasses since I was probably 42.
Yeah. How old are you now?
14 years ago. I'm 56.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you're that old.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking old.
You're a young rock and roller still, man.
Yeah.
Dave Runyan.
I know some young rock and rollers, but I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
Good. How you holding up with this thing?
Doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rocking, kicking ass. Everything's good.
This has got to be weird for you because you are very social. Very social dude. You go out to the bars.
Yeah.
Not a lot. Like you're not a bar hopper or anything.
You're being what is it? Tactical, if your words. I'm at a bar every day and every night almost before this happened.
Well, you're a record producer, so a lot of the bands that you work with are out playing and musicians, like
that is where you produce records. On bar stools, talking to strangers.
It's where you get some ideas.
That is where you get some ideas.
It's networking.
And it's where you're going to meet the average musician that's looking for an engineer or a record producer. But no, Monique and I both pretty social people. Whenever we give you a buzz or whatever, we're hanging out somewhere. So it's been a real big change for us,
Does it bum you out that when I say no?
No.
When I say I'm not going
because I'm surprised when you say yeah, because you're usually busy. Yeah, you're a busy guy. Important. So
I'm not busy. I just want to go out.
I know.
Neither is he important.
No, not at all.
I got my TV on. I'm in my pajamas already. Fuck you.
But yeah, you guys go out all the time. I mean, it's got to be just a weird I'm realizing because even though I don't go out a lot, I'm realizing how much I actually do enjoy socializing with people. I don't do it a lot.
Well, Monique's got a job with weird hours. So do I. So we don't see each other that often. And when she gets off work and she has a few days off, I've been in the house or the studio for a week, without ever going anywhere. So it seems like we're out more than we probably are. But I don't like being home when I don't have to be. We're in between homes right now, so it's a little different. It's almost like being somewhere else because we're in a rental while we're building the new place.
When was the last time I talked? Well, the last time I saw you was I think when we did the last podcast, which is in November. I think it was in November.
Yeah, I don't think we've hung out since then.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. You've made some leaps and bounds at your house. I keep seeing a video you post of just taking trees down in the middle of the Bel Air woods.
Yep. We've got 20 acres. We bought another 10. So we have 20 total now, and it's all cleared. The bulldozers and excavators supposed to come in day after tomorrow, get our road put in and start digging. So it would have been done. We probably would have had the roof on and the siding half done by now. We could have started.
What a knock to everything.
Yeah.
You know,
set everything back. We toyed with the idea of not going forward with it, obviously with the economy and just the weirdness, but we figured, let's stay as normal as we can, which for us is abnormal normally. But for right now, we're going to keep moving forward. Not going to let this stop us from getting where we want to go with our business or our lives. So
it's the way you got to do it.
Yeah.
Keep going forward.
Yeah, man.
Keep on rocking.
How did, that was a question I had, and I was actively trying to not interrupt you to tell it, and now I can't remember what it is.
I'm usually best off if you interrupt me, please.
No, you said when you came in that you've had a lot of work, which is not.
Yeah.
I didn't think necessarily because you do a lot of mixing for outside producers and record producers and stuff like that. I thought you might be working, but you're just chock full still.
Yeah. I've been working the whole time. I've got a few local bands, and obviously they're going to be the same names I mentioned last time I was here because we weren't able to finish anything. We're still working on Catharsis Theory, Crony. I got a gig mixing Brett Mitchell's new record, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Something different genre than what I'm normally doing, so that's kind of fun. A lot of editing and mixing for other things. I've been started writing again with some old writing partners and recording some of that as well. So that's a lot of things. I'm actually being more creative than I've been in a while.
That's great. I mean, I really feel like this thing is bringing out the creativity in a lot of people.
Yeah, it is. And when this thing breaks and people can play live again, I think we're gonna listen to some of the best material any of them have ever done.
I feel like
they've had time to not be rushed for one thing, but
Mhm.
I feel like it's just killing the industry. It's killing the music industry, man. There's no fucking bars to go to listen to bands.
I
No,
know.
you're not allowed really to get together to make music.
the projects I have finished aren't being released until they can support them. I did have one artist, Sean Miller, that I work with. He's one half of the Real Ingredients, but he did a solo record and he released it with this going on. And he did a digital release. He's playing a lot online, live streaming, and seems to be working for him. He's selling records, so it could be done either way. But that's a single person, a solo act. I think it relates better over the internet and
Yeah, that's
streaming
gonna be able to.
than an 8-piece band, everybody playing from a different bedroom or something.
I
like
never
see
understood.
people
I guess
doing.
I never understood the need to like tour with a release. Like I never understood like why one had to really go with the other. Like
I don't know if it has to. It's kind of an industry standard. I do know one thing is people forget quick.
Yeah.
So if they see you and they are impressed, you got a few hours for them to buy something from you. Whether it's
they
a
won't
t-shirt
remember.
or a
I don't
hat.
remember any of the bands
If
I
I
ever
go,
see.
if I go to a concert, and the t-shirt that I want to buy is out of stock, I'm not going to go look it up the next day, go to their band website and buy it. It's done. They missed $30.
Yeah.
So, and that's where bands are making their money. It's the t-shirts and hats. It's not the recordings really. So.
Especially fuck now. Nobody. Those guys aren't making any money.
No, it's really rough. It is really rough for people. And, Monique and I decided to, make it easy on the people that we are working with. So we've been fortunate. So I'm doing some work now that if I don't get paid for a while, that's okay.
Yeah.
Just want them ready to rock when the time comes.
So you're breaking ground tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, day after
Wednesday.
tomorrow. Yeah. Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I mean, are you just going to try to cram? They're not putting any strict restrictions on what you can and can't get done, right? I know you're allowed construction.
Yeah.
Like
Right now we're good to go. The excavators don't have an issue. And they got we did a redesign. So now the driveway's 500 feet long instead of 400 feet long. So there's a lot of driveway to go in. Driveway to the studio wing of the house is only 400 feet, but to get all the way to the garage is 500 feet.
Let me ask you this:
Yeah.
Is the driveway straight,
No.
or does it curve and into something dumb?
Yes. We
Does it-
tried to
does
make
it-
it as stupid as we
Oh
could.
God!
You just wait. You come over. You're gonna get lost getting
Look,
to the house.
I can just drive in just fine. I'm thinking about the
Leaving.
people that are going to be backing a truck into
No.
to your house, delivering furniture or something.
Circular.
Circular?
Yeah.
Is it like a nice?
Yeah. It's a
Gradual
swoop.
circle?
It's a swoop. It's not
this
too tight.
motherfucker, he sent me a picture one time. Like he's delivered furniture for Art Man, and he sent me a picture of like he was at this fucking house with this really long driveway, and there was like how you see on ranches the things, the logs that go over top of the
Yeah.
driveway
Entry.
that was way shorter than the Art Van truck, and they couldn't get through. I don't know how far you had to carry a fucking couch or whatever it was.
It was like 200 or 300 yards.
Oh my God.
That's the funniest shit in the world to me. It's like people put all these awesome things on their house, and it fucks everybody that wants to do anything at your house.
And it's always the heaviest thing.
Oh, yeah.
Too. So it's like a 300-pound reclining sofa that you and some other asshole that can't carry anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we designed it. There's a lot of concrete going in the structure. So we designed it for those guys to be able to get in and out of there without any issues.
A lot of concrete. You going to build your bunker?
Oh, it's a bunker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of underground on this baby.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, the last house, you bought your last house. Wait a minute.
We built the last one.
I'm trying to remember your
The last house, everything was concrete walls and everything.
Yeah, you had a great basement in your last
Yeah,
house.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was,
basement.
This is
Humongous.
Yeah.
This is way bigger.
for some reason, I
We
was thinking
suck at
about that.
downsizing, man.
No.
Monique and I, the first house we designed was, that's going to be up around 700 grand. So let's not do that. So we redesigned it again, completely different, and we're less than that now, but still expensive shack. But
Is it a smaller house than your last one?
it is.
Like square footage, maybe?
It's everything. But we had the studio in a separate building last time.
Yeah.
It's about the same size as if you put them all in one building.
So there's an actual wing
There's
for the studio.
Yeah, there's a wing that is the studio.
And you're going to soundproof it for the rest of the house.
It'll be all, yeah, actually the acoustics have been all designed by real audio engineers and sound engineers and
like you?
engineers.
Like you?
I did.
You designed it.
I didn't.
Really?
One. I designed the last one and it worked.
Yeah.
But no, we've got real acoustic engineers involved on this one, and it's already been designed. I have to go by their instructions. I'll do my best, and the budget, kind of went nuts with that kind of stuff, but we'll get it there.
What are you excited about? Obviously, other than just the house and getting.
You know what? I'm excited about just not ever having to do it again. Is what I'm excited about. This is the last house. We built the last place, and I said, Monique, I think I have one more house in me. And she goes, well, you'll never have to build another house. Well, here I am building another house. And this is it. I'm not going to do another one. I was 40 when I built the last studio. And I'm 56 now. And trust me, there's a difference in what I can do in a day. So
you're not as spry as you once were.
Not only that, it's like I'm not even as smart as I was when I was 40 years old. It's like I have to look. Thank God for YouTube.
You don't think you're as smart as you're way smarter now.
Oh man, I'm not. I thought I was smarter, which gave me more confidence when I was 40. I guess now I know that. I got some limitations, and I know what they are now.
I know he's going to disagree with me, but I feel so much smarter now than I used.
You would.
Yeah, I feel so much smarter than I.
There's a big difference between wisdom and experience and intelligence. You've got more wisdom and experience now.
Yeah.
So that really negates the lack of intelligence.
Oh, I'm an intelligent person. There's something there that's because I don't know.
Sometimes
I hate discovering that I'm an airhead.
Oh, you're not an airhead.
Yes, he is.
You're not around me.
No, there's something in there.
You're not around me.
It's not air. There's something in
You're not around me enough.
Well, that could be.
You're not around me enough.
That could be true, man.
No.
You don't almost every morning see him walk around with a mug full of coffee that's literally up to the brim, and he's just slopping fucking coffee all over the place and wondering why this happens.
He's not even arguing.
You gotta fill it up.
That's true,
dude. I measure my pot of coffee for 3 cups of coffee. All right, and it's not 3 cups and like 4 swallows. It's 3 cups of coffee. So you got to fill them up. I have my 3 cups of coffee a day. The one at home, and then the 2 that I take with me, and a big cup at 4:30 in the morning. So this is my.
Did you consider the evaporation so you can keep it right to the fucking top the whole time?
Coffee doesn't evaporate.
No, you drink it before you find out that it's hot. It must evaporate. You just said I was smart. I'm sure it does evaporate.
I don't think it's hot. It has to evaporate. Right. I don't think that's based on real science.
Sure it is.
Sure no, it's not. Rocks get hot. They don't evaporate.
Do
you ever look at your cup of coffee?
I mean, I know steam is evaporation. I know steam is I know it's evaporating. I'm just making a stupid point.
I think you just backtracked. I think you just backtracked real quick.
Let him make a stupid point.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to just realize when you're wrong.
Well, right, what do you get? Well, yeah, I know that for sure.
I knew coffee evaporated. I just like to make stupid statements sometimes.
I never noticed.
Well, I think it's hilarious to make stupid statements that I think are going to get some kind of reaction.
We always talk about coffee. You love coffee. And I still have never had a cup of coffee.
How the fuck is that?
Last time we were here.
Oh, that's right.
One of these days,
you go make this guy some fucking coffee in the
I'll go make him some coffee.
You already don't go to sleep until 5 a.m.
I don't sleep, man. It's not my thing.
How do you, man?
Well,
I don't understand. I guess I do because I started to tap into
my brain on a good day. Will shut down long enough for me to sleep 2-3 hours straight, and that's it. I'm back up. If it lets me go to sleep, I got issues with that. I just can't stop thinking about everything that's going on and what I'm doing. So I wake up. Both the house designs we have, I woke up with them. I went to bed thinking about all the things, and I would wake up and open up SketchUp and the computer and draw the whole damn thing. So,
what did you do today? I don't know. I couldn't sleep. Decided to get up and draw a house.
Yeah,
just draw a house.
To be fair, I used to be a builder, and I used to design houses, so it's a little different. I've done it before, lots of times actually.
When you say design a house, you go the full like architect style,
schematics, everything. Yeah,
how long does that
details. Took me probably 5 days to draw this one with mechanical, electrical, plumbing, all that kind of crap, and all the elevations. And I actually figured load. I actually figured the load bearing points for the footings and the walls. And
Do you put trapdoors in your house?
you know, I should.
I don't. Yeah, because if
We're
like
talking about down
you
the
totally
road.
should.
We're
yeah,
down the road. The new studio has a live room and a control room. The big, huge cathedral ceiling in both going through them. And underneath it is a whole empty basement that we're going to turn into a live streaming performing venue.
Yeah.
And a bar.
Oh, so I guess we're gonna do podcasts
We
from
will,
there while
definitely.
you're doing these things.
Sure.
And actually,
Sure.
what I want you to do tomorrow is I want you to redesign your house to have a false wall that opens to the studio.
Yeah, false wall and a dumbwaiter. I want a dumbwaiter, trapdoors,
I'll just get a sawzall out and
secret
cut a hole in the floor. Push it.
escape rooms. I want all that shit.
Hey, trust me.
Let me tell you more about what I want in your house.
Well, you should. Well, initially, when we thought money would be less of an issue before all this crazy shit happened, I thought I'd have a separate building with a tunnel between the house and the studio.
oh fuck,
that
dude,
would have had an underground bar between the two buildings.
that could still happen.
Well, yeah, it could, but
that could still happen.
yeah, we got to remain viable, and business has to
Yeah.
be
Or
able
at
to
least-
maintain.
or at least
got to do the math at some point,
or at least a tunnel leading from a studio to somewhere.
to somewhere.
Figure it out, but it'll go somewhere.
That can happen at a later date.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm not done with the whole tunnel concept. For sure.
I love the idea of thinking about what I want you to do with your house.
Well, I should have called you before I drew it.
Yes,
Monique, if
Smitty,
you're listening, I got to
Smitty.
draw this house again.
You got
for
any
Smitty.
suggestions for my house?
Smitty and Levi have
Yeah.
submitted their list of shit we need for our
Shit.
house.
So, I mean, what are you excited for coming up? Like, what do you got coming up? Like, I know you were telling me a little bit. You got some. I don't want to say podcast series or anything you're thinking
Well,
about kicking around. I mean,
Yeah,
do
we're
you not want to talk about that right now?
yeah, it's all right. Talk about that right now. It seems like everybody's doing it, so it's redundant. But even before we sold the last studio, Monique and I have been toying around with the idea that even people I work with, people I don't work with, but just sitting down and talking with musicians from, actually, I can talk with people from all over the country about what they're doing and how they're doing it and how they got started. And not so much as a business part for us, but just so that other people that want to do this kind of thing have some information.
Yeah.
And our plan right now is for the new studio to be all camera. There's going to be cameras everywhere. So when a band is recording, they'll be getting live video footage at the same time synced to the audio.
So kind of like behind the music for each band that does their.
Any band that comes in will be getting audio and
Yeah.
video shot at the same time. And the venue, I'm going to call it a venue downstairs, will be a live performance area, but will also be a streaming performance area
Yeah.
with multi-camera and video switcher and
Yeah.
separate sound and video guy operating it live.
Dude, I'm excited for you, man. I'm excited for you because I was just talking to Dave about, I want to get some more stuff in the podcast studio. So we're talking about kicking some of those ideas
Yeah.
around to make the podcast look cooler and sound
Yeah.
better. And
There's so much equipment out there right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Step one, new hosts.
oh no, that's
Look
clear.
better and sound better.
No, that's better. We should just have Tim Logan come host.
Yeah,
the SmiityDick's
Tim Logan will have Ryan McTighe come up.
Tim Logan and Josh.
We said look better and
oh
sound better.
God, yeah. You get the sound. Tim sounds better.
Well,
Tim sounds better than me.
I don't know.
For sure.
Is that true?
I mean,
Could
I've heard
be.
this. Look, here's the thing.
Nobody likes their own voice.
This is not me saying that.
Oh, there's numbers showing people don't like your voice.
I could drop a name, but I don't know if he wants me to drop a name.
I got you.
My boss, who is a legendary radio programmer in the city of Detroit,
Yep.
he's like, dude, you guys are sounding great. I mean, you're sounding great, and it's a great. You guys are just a great yin and yang, and Tim's voice sounds way better than yours. And I was like, cool, man. I'm not. You didn't hurt my feelings, not one bit. It's a shitty look sounding voice. I understand that.
Well, EQ is a wonderful thing in compression. I can make anybody's voice sound fantastic talking.
Well,
And that's why I suggested the board that I did for you, because it has all that stuff built into it.
well, what about the radio show? Like, does it sound? Should I get with Dell, our engineer, to make me sound better?
The old,
is it possible?
Old school FM radio voice kind of stuff is crank the lows, scoop the mids out, and boost the highs, and compress the shit out of it. Yeah, I don't know if they're doing that anymore. With this last studio you were in, I mean, it didn't have any tools for doing anything, so I don't know what they were doing behind the scenes.
Well,
they used to do a lot, but
I don't know. I know the studio. Well, I don't want to say that. I do know that we're getting a record player in the studio because we're going to start doing vinyl segments.
Oh, there you go.
Pretty stoked about that.
Yep, that is cool.
Yeah,
vinyl's making a big comeback. Several of the bands I'm working with are going to vinyl. That's probably makes more sense than going to a CD anymore, because you can download digital versions of songs, and everybody's whole collection playlists are either in the cloud or on their phone anymore.
You were saying earlier, there's no bands releasing new music right now. That's what made me think about like them not supporting the album.
Yeah.
Like there's big bands out. There hasn't been an album, like a big album dropped in months.
I'm aware Seven Dust Records been done and in the can for months.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're waiting because they haven't released
Foo Fighters have an album done.
Yep. I know a couple solo records by some people that they're sitting on them. And it's not so much to get out and play to support it, but just to see what the hell happens to the industry, because they aren't cheap. I mean, a major release, it's I think quarter of $1,000,000.
This thing is just going to totally empower like online platforms even more than they already were.
Yep.
Bands are just going to find ways to make money on that rather than they don't need fucking record.
Have you guys been going online and checking out some of the local streaming music from the local artists?
I've seen a little bit.
No? Yeah.
No, I've seen a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's my point.
Yeah.
People aren't tuning in any large numbers at all.
They're not.
No, they did at first. And then it's just kind of trailed off. So the time isn't quite there yet. Doesn't seem like to me. Or the other issue is a lot of the local guys are just sitting their phone on their desk and going, and
I just think
that does not sound
like
good.
I saw the Darwin Project do some live stuff. And it was cool, and I looked at it for a bit, and it was pretty good. I think just a lot of that shit is just people are so fucking over this coronavirus shit. They're sick of Zoom videos, and they're sick of isolated music shit. And it's not anything against the musicians or anybody who's doing it, but they're just like,
there's an oversaturation.
It is.
Give me some fucking sports. Give me something else.
They're grasping at straws, trying to keep their foot in the door for one thing. But these are
trying to stay relevant.
Yeah, these are artists. They have to express themselves. It's a business, yes, but ultimately there's no business if there aren't artists creating content. And I'll tell you right now, I took years off of writing songs. I just started again in the last month, and I couldn't put an original thought down with a gun to my head for the first week. It was just regurgitation of crap, and finally getting my brain working again. So these guys, if they stop, they won't be as good as they were when they start back up. So I appreciate them continuing to kick at that door. You got to keep going. Most good artists are just trying to exercise the demons in their head anyways.
Who are you playing with? Because I know you were playing with, you had some stuff with your old band that you had a while ago.
Yeah. I can say I've been writing with a guy that I used to write with a lot back in the day. And
playing bass?
I am playing keyboards and bass and programming. We haven't got face-to-face yet. We've been doing it.
No shit.
Yeah. Well, the singer's an even better engineer than me. So that's you're going to come over so I can screw up your vocals.
Is it against the law right now for you guys to get together? Like
I don't personally think it ever, my opinion, I'm not a lawyer. It might've been smart to not get together for a while, but I never felt legally, I drive over 55 too. So what the hell am I talking about?
I mean,
there's a difference between being safe and there's a difference between just being an idiot if you think you're infected.
Well, that's the thing, man. I'm just trying to be smart and do the right thing, and
we all are.
But you got to go do shit. We got to go out and do shit. We got to
at some
go
point,
to work or whatever.
At some point, where we live here, we're fortunate because I like I told you, my sister Kathy did get this stuff and it was bad.
Yeah. Ventilator.
Ventilator.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's real. But where we are, and you look at the math, you look at the numbers of living in Antrim County where I am, it's not the same thing as Royal Oak or, something. So,
but then they just opened this up on Friday where they can open up bars and restaurants.
Right.
I think it's 50 or less, right? Is that what that is?
50%.
50%.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a fuck ton of people coming up from downstate. Yeah, that's going to happen. I think I'm on the show tomorrow. I'm going to talk about this thing. I can't remember what state they're doing it in, but their proposal to open up bars, at least outdoors, is have people wear inner tubes around their waist.
I saw
like 3 feet. 3 feet.
I saw the swim noodle hats.
I didn't see that.
Oh man,
no, I didn't see that.
They're making these hats with swim noodles that are 3 feet long, so you just keep your noodles from touching, which is good advice generally.
Anyway, life motto.
Yeah,
don't touch noodles.
Don't cross noodles.
No swords.
Yeah, no sword fighting. Yeah, you gotta watch out for those kind of serious things.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the truth is. It's hard to tell because
that's the thing. As much as I try to stay educated on the stuff,
there's no true source to go to.
There's no true source because nobody really knows a goddamn thing.
Nobody knows anything.
Right.
That's the thing.
It's literally 4 months old and is intelligent and as advanced as we are as a society or a civilization. We don't know
so
shit.
many things.
All I know
so many things
is the most important thing to me, in my opinion, is mention the least. Stay healthy, maintain your own immune system. Don't take unnecessary risk, but don't stress out and panic because that's hard on your immune system.
There's a difference. There's
common sense.
There's a world of different. Like that is a very common sense way to look at it. That's a very common sense way to look at it. I don't understand people that are, fuck, I ain't wearing a fucking mask. Get the fuck out of here. That kind of shit. I don't. That's
or the other way.
Stuff and I'm like, yeah. Or
you're poisoning.
Wear a mask in your car by yourself.
Yes, right.
You fucking pussies.
You're destroying my unborn children 2 generations from now because you don't have a mask.
Yeah.
It is the middle. Got to stay in the middle with common sense. And if somebody has a problem, like I'll wear a mask, if somebody else is worried about it, doesn't cost me anything. I don't give a shit. It'll be a mask that's been in my pocket all day, just like everybody else's. Mm-hmm. So when I pull down the drink and put it back on, just like everybody else's, you don't throw them away every time. They're less effective, if not completely ineffective. So I don't know. It's common sense and common courtesy.
I do it because it typically seems to make people more comfortable.
Right.
So
and that's a legitimate reason.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah. I had a point. I lost it. Sorry.
No, man, you made it.
Well, had a point. Lost it. Sorry.
I still try to stay as far away from everybody as I can.
Yeah.
When was this? Right when it was first kicking off. I wasn't scared. I wasn't nervous, but it was the one time in my life I felt the most claustrophobic was when I went to Meyer. And I'm just like, I didn't have a mask on at that point. I didn't have a mask yet. And it just seemed to be so many people, and I'm like getting boxed in. There's fucking people around me, and I gotta wait for them. And I'm like, "Fuck!" I remember thinking that, leaving there, thinking, "Oh, I totally got this shit. I'm gonna die."
It didn't bother me for 2 seconds. I mean, it really didn't. If I get sick, I get sick. If I don't, I don't. I'm generally healthy. My immune system's as good as the average person. Hopefully, a little better. We take care of that kind of stuff.
I have not.
Sorry, coronavirus.
I'm getting out of here.
My God. I have not been worried about it for half a second.
I don't want to say I've been worried about it because I really haven't been.
The only time that I thought about it at all was I think it was the week that Art Van closed. So my last week of work, and it was the week before essentially the shutdown order. It was like a Monday or a Tuesday, and I had this terrible headache, and I woke up the next day and I still had it. And like, I almost, when you're an adult, you kind of know what a fever feels like.
Right.
And I almost felt kind of feverish. And I'm like, would it be more responsible to stay home or go to work? Fuck it, I'm going to work. So
answered that question.
Yeah. And And 2 days later, my headache was gone. Nobody
Yeah.
got sick.
Nobody died.
I didn't
Nobody
get
died.
sick.
I just think because my sister did get it, and I love her with all my heart, and she was really, really sick. But she worked in a nursing home, and she's a nurse.
Yeah.
Everybody in that nursing home was having a hard time. So there's that. But Detroit, where my other sister, this is like one of the highest rates in her county in the country.
Yeah.
And
Wayne?
it's not good. Well, she's in Royal Oak area. Yeah, Madison Heights. So it's a different world there than it is here. That's why I think the common sense thing is you got to treat it differently. And I don't think there's a problem with waiting a while to see how it panned out up here either.
No.
I think that was smart.
And
Yeah.
there was also, and I've tried to explain this to people that are super against shutting anything down,
Mm-hmm.
that they didn't have time to come up with like a comprehensive plan for every region of the state. So
No.
when you don't have that time to come up to do studies and do statistical analysis, you just gotta say, stay the fuck home.
Or
Yeah.
test. Like
Well,
that's it. Yeah.
And I think the media was driving it so hard that common sense and real data was secondary or third-ary or fourth-ary concern too. I mean, you got to sell commercials. They're going to say whatever the hell they want to.
I kind of feel guilty about watching CNN. Like it's not that I think that they're giving you false data. That's not the thing. I think they're
selling
they're
ads.
giving you the facts.
They're selling ads. They're not.
But when it's
none of these are
constantly-
news network.
When it's constantly breaking news and and it's just it's
Special report.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And they run the commercial
Trump
first.
said this, and
Yeah.
Trump's aide said this, and it's fucking tiring.
It's
too much.
It's just everybody has to. I'm in the media business. The first thing you have to do to have a media company, whether it's news, sports, or anything, is you have to sell a goddamn commercial. You cannot keep your lights on. You can't buy the microphones and cameras we were talking about. You can't get airtime. You can't buy the electricity to run your transmitters or servers or whatever.
And the only way to do that is to have an audience.
just to catch attention of people.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that you're in the media, so you kind of understand how it works. Because here's the thing. I have friends and colleagues of mine that are very, very conservative.
Mhm.
Which is fine. I am conservative on some things. I sure as shit don't
I think
listen
everybody's
to
got a mixture of ideas.
most people. There's some pretty
Oh, there's some crazy assholes
Yeah,
on
yeah,
both
yeah.
sides. But
A lot.
a lot. Most.
but they watch a lot or they listen to a lot of Rush and they listen to a lot of Hannity. And I'm like, how the fuck do you guys know how this works? You guys know they're feeding you a line of shit because that's what people want to hear.
Yeah.
Like you work in radio. Like as much as I love my job, I don't expect one fucking person to take me seriously.
That's because you understand the media business.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't expect one person to take me seriously if I'm talking about a serious topic necessarily.
Everybody.
Or to listen to what I say.
What keeps you employed?
I don't know.
Your numbers. Yeah. If you had bad numbers, you'd be like some other people we know that get canned from places around here. You have a job that other people don't because your numbers are way, way, way better.
Well,
Numbers and advertisers.
Yeah. Well, the numbers relate to more advertisers.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I don't know what's going to happen with this because there's not a whole shitload of advertisers right now. It's like if
Nobody could sell or make anything, so they pulled their budgets.
I tell you what, I am almost shocked that I still have a job.
Yeah. I think
just
a lot
during
of people are.
just in the climate, just because of the climate.
Yep.
I'm shocked I don't have a job. Is it on the complete opposite of that? My bosses have been so generous and gracious and just checking in and seeing how you guys doing. Are you holding up okay? Is there anything we could do? They sent us this fucking huge tin of gourmet
It was
popcorn.
terrible. It
that was
was
the best
utterly
popcorn
terrible.
ever.
Sounds
you
like
know?
abuse to me.
I
Yeah.
ate so much.
I'd file a
of that
lawsuit on
popcorn.
that.
It was a great. I flipped a switch on him because
It's a hostile work.
he likes to make
environment.
fun of me with the Oreos, so he'll buy me Oreos on occasion. He's got the popcorn weakness that I don't have.
It's the one thing
I have both those.
that I'll just eat until it's gone,
I
I can't stop myself.
It's really great.
I have the
fucking
junk
popcorn.
food, booze, chemical of any kind weakness embedded.
Yeah, so they've been nothing but awesome. I mean,
Well,
I
that's
totally
good.
lucked out with
Well,
with my bosses.
decent people are going to do decent
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
You know, and it's in everybody's best interest to keep everything going just to see where this falls out. It might prove to be just kind of a really big hiccup for the economy. It might be the end of everything as we know it in the economy. It's too soon to tell. I'm no expert on that, but I have running small businesses my whole life, and you just got to get out and hustle, whether times are good or times are bad. And if they're bad, you got to hustle maybe a little more.
You
So
just got, that's the thing.
get off the couch. Except
Yeah.
you probably make more money on the couches out there, people, than they were when they were doing their jobs around here. I know that's the case for some people. Which I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I'm glad people didn't have to freak out, but I also know people that with the businesses that aren't going to be in as good a shape as their employees were during this time. Their businesses are gone.
It's such a weird time. I don't know. I sit here and wonder, like, just how it's going to pan out. Not even from like how it's going to affect me standpoint. I can figure pretty much everything out. If I lost my job at the radio station for whatever reason, and I wouldn't even like blame my bosses. They're like, we don't have the money to pay you because we're not getting advertisers. I'm like, I get it. But I forgot my point.
I figured you just go back to dancing.
That was my first love.
Yeah.
That was my first love. Yeah.
Me too. I've always been able to make it work one way or the other, sometimes better than others. But the trick is just get out there and do it. Like, we're still building this house, the studio. We're still making it nuts. And other people I know aren't even building a doghouse they were thinking they were going to build this year.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, Monique and I are either clueless or fearless. I don't know which it is.
Just say yes.
Yes.
Just say
We are
yes.
yes.
What do you want to get out here before we wrap things up?
I don't know.
Anything big? Anything special?
We talked about pretty much everything
Yeah.
I got going on.
Do you
Thanks
like
for having me.
Do you like my new
As
neon
always,
sign? My
You
new
know what?
my Smith hole sign? You like that?
I do like
I
that.
I was pretty proud of that. Pretty
Very
happy with
cool.
that.
Pretty cool.
Yep.
Where'd you get that?
The internet.
Oh, that's where I'm going to get everything then.
It's it was only like
It's my favorite color.
$120 for that.
It's not bad at
Not
all.
bad at all.
It's a good investment.
Very good
Pretty
investment.
happy with it.
Yeah, it'll be in a museum of.
Except it looks
broadcasting.
like the beer looks like 2 croissants spilling out of the mugs.
They look like fish sitting on top of the mugs.
That'll work too.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I like it.
it's the prancing pony.
It's prismatic.
Oh my god!
Prismatic foam. What was that?
Oh no, I knocked the table with my knee.
Yeah, you
It
did.
actually just shuffled. It shuffled. Dave, run in.
Yeah.
It was a fun time.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
More podcasts coming soon.
Yay,
You guys.
yay.
More podcasts.
Woo.